Hello everyone, my name is Tim and this is Time for Exploring. Unfortunately, I lost the first 3 videos to media corruption on the memory stick. I don't know what happened. It is what it is. This is what happens. Everyone comes across it. I reformatted the memory stick inside the GoPro and we're good to go. 2 wires, battery monitor, and this is for the inverter. I was not able to go down here. I got stopped by a wood block. So as you can see, I got my wire running all the way down. I actually took the wires down through a hole back here. As you can see right there, going all the way down. Behind here, behind the cushion, and then I was able to feed it into my storage box here. My inverter is hooked up right there, and it's going to work. I have 2 Vmax 125 amp hour batteries. I secured them on all sides. Down here, there. I also drilled a hole right there through the floor. I measured that out to make sure that it goes into my bay where the 200 amp fuse and the power controls, the power cables are at. And I'm about to drill another hole, so I just went right through my floor of a brand new 2019 Coachmen Freelander. Oh lordy. I'm going to do another hole right about here. Then I'm going to do the same where I did the PVC pipe, so it's all nice and tight. This actually is where the positive battery cable goes into a 200 amp fuse. From there, it then goes to the charge controller and the main panel. I will be bringing the positive battery cable back through here and then going up into one of these holes, and then the ground will also be going up through this hole. And then I will have all the chassis grounds going up through a second hole, which I'm about to cut. I have to thank Wayne from RVPrepperWayne YouTube. He showed me this. This way you can actually put the cables through, and they won't mess up the cables. I'm actually going through the floor, through styrofoam, and there's metal on the other end, so you don't want to have your cables rubbing on metal. And I wish the RV industry would do something like this. We are going to be working with 2-gauge wire, and we're going to be making our own battery cable ends. I basically just cut off this end here to make it nice and flush. Bought these crimpers at Lowe's, and we're going to take about a 1/2 inch off this. I'm just going to go ahead and score this. Don't want to get into the actual wires itself, so we need to take a good 1/2 inch off that. And here I got a Temco TH 1007. This is what we're going to do to crimp cable down. So I'm going to put that in there. Put that just like that. Right there. Right there in the middle. And then what we're going to do slam this. Like I said, this is my first time. Let me get a couple more good whacks at that. And she is definitely on. So, you see there. Puts a nice indent in there. Then on the back side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off some shrink wrap. Put that over this. And what you want to do is you want to come up here to this top part, and we're going to shrink wrap this. What you want to do is just put it over the top and just spin her a little bit. Get the heat. Let her cool for just a little bit. She's on there. You want to take it from your furthest positive to your furthest negative. You want to run the electricity through. So I grab here, and instead of using the chassis ground here, I'm going to use the chassis ground on this battery. So both batteries will be charging the same. Both batteries will be taking the load the same. We are going to connect this just like this, and I'm only going to hand tight these because I don't need to do anything with these at this point in time. We're not taking a load or anything. So, all right, now we're going to go to the positive side. So when I fully hook this up, I'll grab this positive, this negative, and we'll be charged. Alright everyone, I got my ground wire coming from the inverter to my ground bus bar. So all of the RV grounds are going to attach to this. And then we're going to take one ground up to the shunt for the Victron battery monitor. From there, we are going to take another ground through the tube to the ground of the battery. I will have to pull through chassis ground through here and attach to this also. So that's how you ground out this whole system. The chassis ground attaches to this. All of your appliances, 12-volt appliances, will also be plugged into this. Runs through the shunt. The Victron battery monitor will be able to monitor the loads going through the ground, and then this just going to the battery. I have the positive cable from the inverter going to my 200 amp mechanical breaker switch. This end will go through here over to the positive side of the battery. So you always want your washer and then your lock nut, and then your nut on the other end. Same with this. So you see you got a lock washer there, and then a regular washer, and then we put this here. All right, here I'm going to show you how I size this up. And I want to give a big shout out to RVPrepperWayne. He showed me how to make these couplers with PVC pipe. That way you are not snagging wires through wood or through metal. RVPrepperWayne, Wayne, I've actually talked to him on the phone. He told me a lot about how to do the distribution bus bar for the grounds, and that every ground, like your 12 volt LED lights, need to be hooked up to this. Anything that was underneath the RV hooked up to the chassis on a ground needs to be grounded to this. And then once you hook up all the small wires, so I have these little screws, I have the 3/8 for the batteries, and then also for the chassis grounds. All I have to do is take one of these and put it to the chassis ground, and it grounds out everything in the RV, which then goes to the shunt for the Victron battery monitoring system. And I have the Smart 712. So RV Wayne, I want to give you awesome props for helping me out. You talked to me on the phone. I told you what I wanted to do. I went with the Pure Sine inverter, 2000 watt, and this will be powering my TV, DVD, laptops, and charging all sorts of cameras, cell phones, whatever, whatnot. But anyways, I definitely want to give you a good thanks, Wayne. You're a good guy, and everyone check out his channel, RVPrepperWayne, on YouTube. I'm just going to match this up right here. I'm going to have an extra inch to play with, and then we're going to go on the other side. It's coming through here, and I want to cut it right there in the middle, so I got a little play. Brought up the ground, chassis ground, and then the power 12 volt power load. I have two power strips, one going up to the DVD and TV, and then the other going over to power block over here, where I have USB and 6 connectors to plug in. This is where I have my DVD and TV plugged into. So if I'm boondocking, I plug into this. If I'm hooked up to shore power, you really can't see it, or maybe you can. I got my 120 with shore power here. So this is all set up for boondocking if I need to. All right, going to turn the inverter on. Got a green light and hair dryer. Huh? What's going on? There we go. Hair dryer works.